Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here, and I am working on my second jar lid for a jar creation. My hands are painted. These are the jars I get from Dollar Tree. They're $1.25, and they're really cool because they are sealed. You get a seal. They have a little latch on the top. The latch goes in here, and yeah, we're going to paint on this. I always tape it like this. I always tape some of the inside so that when you get your fingers dirty, you put your fingers to pick it up, you don't transfer it to the inside. And I always have the tape on there. People have asked me, but I put the tape on there as a place to grab, so I'm not having to pick it up by the piece itself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put another cup on here. I'm going to lift it up a little more. Another little cup under there. So I get a little more height, so I have a little more space to grab it with. Hope that's high enough. Okay, that'll work. All right, this is the bloom technique. Of course, it's what I seem to have gravitated toward. I'm using my Glidden as my pillow, which is a 6011N. If you're brand new to fluid art and the bloom technique, the pillow is the first color down in the bloom technique that originated by Shelly Art, who I masterminded this whole idea, I guess 5 or 6 years ago, at a wonderful time just before COVID started, so it spread like wildfire. Okay, so that's the pillow. I've got my colors here. All my colors are mixed with my pouring medium. And if you want to see my pouring medium is this combination of Valspar 833124 and MinWax semi-gloss at a ratio of about 3. It's a little bit more than 3 to 1, but I'm calling it 3 to 1. Mix it up, then you mix that in with your paint, like this paint, at a rate of about 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. In the case of something like this, or a lesser brand, or not even this is actually really good, a lesser brand paint, and then for the better brands, 3 to 1 works fine. So you're having more pouring medium for your paints because the pigments are stronger in the better paints, and you get better mileage out of your better paints. Okay, so this color here, it happens to be some of that DecoArt Sapphire, which is this, and I mixed with it some Venetian Blue from Modern Masters, and there's probably more. Oh, there's some Payne's Gray in here from Golden too. I mixed a few things in there. This is a color that I am a little bit disappointed with because it looks so pretty, but it doesn't show up. And it's Artez's Pearl Turquoise. It's like, why? Some colors just don't want to play. And it barely showed up on the last one, so I'm going to put a little more of it down. Okay, colors. This is the golden, iridescent gold with my 24 karat gold by DecoArt. This is my Golden's iridescent silver. On the last video I just made, I lost my power, maybe surge protector went off, I don't know. It's whatever that little switch is on the wall that powers the outlets. It flipped. I don't know why. This is a combination of Carbon Black by Golden and Lamp Black by Amsterdam. And I don't know why, but this one is always thick. You got to get to know your paints. And that's the other thing you can do with your pouring medium. You adjust your pouring medium to match your paint's personality. Add a little more if the paint gets thick. Add a little more MinWax, add a little water to thin it down. All right, so the pouring medium, I actually have a video for it. It's video 140 if you want to see how I make it. In that video, though, I do use Glidden, which was over a year ago I made that video. And that Glidden was 6413 with MinWax. And then this is my American Floetrol Cell Activator. It's video 141. I'll link it above. It's an 8-minute video. It shows how I make it and what's in it. And it's precise measurements. I know people have got this recipe as well, but I give it to you exactly what you need in drops in terms of the special ingredient. All right, here we go. So as usual, I like to talk through the blowout while I'm blowing it out. And what I do is I aim my blow straight for the center of the cell activator to get it to blow out in as much of a perfect circle as possible. Once I have that circle and a little bit of a ridge, I aim my blow toward the ridge where the cell activator is going to blow out over the pillow and the pillow out over the paint. If you want to see a lot more detail about the blow, the angle, the speed, please see that video 419. I'll link it above. It'll give you a lot more in-depth about that. Too much paint again, because it's all spilling right off. So especially for anyone newer here, I'm using the straw to blow into the cell activator to try to spread it out so that it'll give space for that paint underneath to push through and start to form cells. I probably had a little too much cell activator down on this. This, just so you know, that cell activator I'm using happens to be the same cell activator I used in my fluid art class in DC almost 2 months ago now. It just tells you how long this stuff lasts. As long as it's kept sealed up, out of the sun, and kind of protected, it's going to work. I'm going to blow a little bit in the middle, try to get it to get a little more excited. But even if the black is only left in the middle a little bit, I'm fine with that. This is like a go-to color combination. You can't go wrong with this color combination. Matter of fact, you can drop the turquoise because this turquoise is barely doing anything. You can see hints of it here and in the cells. Oh, this is really pretty. Okay, I'm going to clean up. I'll probably skip past this part. I'm saving my drippings again because I've got a bunch of ornaments to make, and I use my drippings for it. It's really good. Oh, and as I pointed out in the other video, I want to make sure that the bottom is covered. I'm going to push the straw through the bottom, make sure all the bottom is covered up. The other thing you got to make sure of is this little hourglass shape where the waist is. You got to blow in there too. Make sure that there are no air bubbles in there. On the last creation, I blew a bubble out right in front of you guys. There's an air bubble right there. I don't know if you can see this. See that? Oh, perfect. When the air bubble pops, it leaves an empty space, no paint. You got to pop those. You want to pop them before you got a problem. And then what you do is you blow in from the sides to close up the gap, like sealing a wound. Let's blow this way. So there'll be a little white stripe there, but it'll fall off because I'm going to spin this again. But yeah, that's why you gotta find those air bubbles. I think there's another one. Nope. So as you're blowing into that crevice, you'll know when you have an air bubble because it'll start to move strangely, and you'll know what I mean when you see it for yourself. All right, give another spin. Yeah, you got to get them because what'll happen is when it dries, it'll split and then you'll have an opening. Now you can still put some paint in there before you resin it and then resin over it. Because what's going to happen here, and here's a little pragmatic side of me, that metal latch on the neck, that'll cover it up. Nobody's going to see it. You don't need to worry about it. But I think we're about done. Looks good on the back. Just going to lift it up like this. Very nice. So that's a wrap, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you're new here, please subscribe, hit the bell and all. You'll get all my latest tutorials. Plus, I'd love to see a thumbs up and a comment. I get back to everybody. At the end of this, I will have a link to my other jar creations so you can see other color combinations and other style jar lids, including full tutorials. Also, I will have snapshots of my other playlists so you can see other functional art creations broken down by their category, like Lazy Susans, coasters, clocks, etc. So that's all for now, everybody. Take care till next time.